Welcome to the new moon in Scorpio reading, and as you can see, I've already shuffled and laid out the cards so we can go straight into it. For the overall energy, we have the Queen of Swords, followed by the Ten of Cups, followed by the Moon, and the Five of Discs. And underneath that, the Ace of Cups. So the message here is very much around an environment, creating an environment that is based on an integrity and truth, speaking one's truth. An environment where one can develop one's ideas freely, gather wisdom and knowledge, and share that with others. And that dream of fulfillment of everything that one desires, that is what we are reaching for at this time. And how currently we are in this place of lack. We don't believe yet that it is possible to achieve something that we can't see. But the message very much is that the path to this unconditional love, this new world, this new energy that is unfolding on the planet, is to look within. As without, so within. As above, so below. Looking into our shadow selves at the healing that we need to do within in order for that to be reflected in our outside world. That is the overall energy for this new moon. In the position of the energy to let go, we have the Eight of Cups, the energy to receive, the Empress, and energy yet to come, we have the Hermit. So I'm going to pull a couple of clarifiers for those. Interesting. Page of Wands, Five of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, the Ten of Swords. Very interesting. For the overall environment, we have the Five of Wands. Energy to receive, the Four of Swords. And the energy to give, the Temperance card. And clarifiers for that. We have the Five of Wands over the Five of Wands. Definitely moment of battle we're experiencing. Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. Beautiful. So for the energy to let go, Page of Wands and Eight of Cups. This really is about, again, stepping into one's truth, one's purpose, bringing into our physical experience our dreams, our passions, our desires, and how we want to manifest those in the physical. How would that look like? And the Eight of Cups is very much on the side of that which is right, righteousness, justice, that which is pure. And it's really about projecting a gentle strength, one that comes from vulnerability, one where you can open your heart, and despite anything negative that you've experienced, despite the evidence of things not appearing as you would like them to, maintaining that knowing, that inner knowing, that belief, that inner truth of what is right, rather than staying in this negative, bitter place, not believing that things can get better because of perhaps not having experienced that before. So it's really about achieving this state, the Queen of Swords, someone who has really completely fulfilled their will and their potential by stepping into their truth of who they are. And this is really talking about that inner strength from vulnerability, coming from a place of vulnerability, and the strength in that, and the strength of being honest and coming forward, acting in love rather than fear. 8s are basically a mirror where the outside world is reflected by the inside world. And this is really the message here of stepping into this new beginning, this new vision that we see, for the energy to the energy to embrace the Empress, this nurturing, loving quality that we have to birth something new within this state of feeling like we are battling in our environment. We have the 5 of Wands twice and the 5 of Swords. There is no doubt that we are currently experiencing the height of this battle. It's at its most intense and highest point, and the 5 of Swords is really saying that it's not time to give up. Don't lay down your weapons. But the 5 of Wands in this deck is really talking about moving forward in battle from this place of inner strength and choosing your weapons wisely, the weapons of truth, honesty, love, that will actually be what breaks through this new energy that we want to birth, that we want to see in our experience with relation to Mother Earth, society, politics, art, whatever we're seeing around us, whatever we're experiencing around us, even perhaps in our personal lives, as mentioned, as within, so without. And the energy that is yet to come in, the Queen of Wands clarifying the Hermit. So this is really talking about that progression from the Page of Wands to the Queen of Wands, that self-mastery, mastery of oneself, of one's truth, of living one's purpose in the physical realm as a result of going within, the healing that one does on oneself, reflecting ourselves on our outside environment, collectively, the importance of that on the collective, and how powerful that is. This actually brings to mind a poem actually from the book that Mary White has, which I'm going to read to you in relation to the 8 of Cups, as I feel this is a really important message coming through. The best way to overcome obstacles at this junction is to keep your heart open and be true to yourself, to overcome the fear that would normally cause you to shut down and guard your heart. Wear truth and love like an impenetrable and radiant shield. And she includes a prayer from St. Francis of Assisi. Make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. Grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we're pardoned, and it's in dying that we're born to eternal life. Amen. So, again, this beautiful message of fighting the battle from a place of love, from a place of inner strength, reflecting the qualities that we want to see in the world as a mirror of our own inner work, our own inner peace, our own strength and truth, and stepping into that purpose. And that really is the message that wants to come through at this time. And that's from that place that we see these opportunities unfolding, this new energy that wants to come in. And it's a very slow and steady energy that comes in as a result of this inner healing that leads to fulfillment, abundance of our wishes of this world that we want to see. And it's the balance again of the masculine and feminine, this union of opposites, the king and queen that marry together through these cycles of death, creation, and destruction that bring this fertility of the Empress back to the earth, this full abundance that is only possible as a result of its destruction. So really understanding that every aspect that we experience, including the things that we don't want to see, these are all part of the journey, part of the learning, part of the process of reaching this balance, of reaching this integration, following the destruction of the ego, of coming from a place of fear, the renewal, redemption, regeneration that comes from the transmutation of these energies, these darker energies that perhaps feel like they're engulfing us at this time. And understanding that it's coming from a place of vulnerability and truth that will act as the catalyst to transform that fear into love and bringing in that authentic self as an expression of the external that we want to see unfold from the lessons that we've learned. This very much brings to mind also a poem, well, not really a poem, but a piece of writing that came through from a friend of mine who channels Emmanuel. And it just really feels like so connected to that message that I feel that I'm supposed to be sharing it with you. So I'm going to read it to you now before closing this reading, and then I will pull a card from the Osho deck to close it off. You are the maker of your surroundings, of your roots, and of the region that has housed you in many generations before you. You are the land, you are the earth, you are this society. The peace inside of you will carry peace outside of you. You are intrinsically connected to all beings around. The effect of the outside has always been humanity's challenge, but also its biggest test. Can you, despite the difficulties and the challenges outside, remain the light from within? Can you, despite loss and grieving, carry love and an open heart with you? Can you continue to love yourself despite the shame and the guilt? These questions are for you to answer. It's also the key for peace. Apologies, I've lost it. This is also the key for peace overall, and not all humans will succeed in understanding this concept. They will always carry a perspective of victimhood to the circumstances around them, and it may be easier said than done. Yet this is your human challenge, to continue the peace within, to affect the peace without. So, to continue the peace within, to affect the peace without. This really is the message. And at the heart of the reading, the Ace of Wands perfectly telling us that it's now time to take action in affecting that peace within, this new beginning, this new unconditional love that we want to birth in the world. And that time is now to take action towards that, creating within ourselves what we want to see reflected without. And the overall message from the Osho deck is breakthrough. I will read this for you from the Osho book. So, 24. Right. So the message from Osho. So the message from Osho. To transform breakdowns into breakthroughs is the whole function of a master. The psychotherapist simply patches you up. That is his function. He is not there to transform you. You need a meta-psychology, the psychology of the Buddha. It is the greatest adventure in life to go through a breakdown consciously. It is the greatest risk because there's no guarantee that the breakdown will become a breakthrough. It does become, but these things cannot be guaranteed. Your chaos is very ancient. For many, many lives you've been in chaos. It is thick and dense, and almost a universe in itself. So when you go into it with your small capacity, of course there is danger, but without facing this danger, no one has ever become integrated, no one has ever become an individual, indivisible. Zen or meditation is the method that will help you to go through the chaos, through the dark night of the soul, balanced, disciplined, and alert. The dawn is not far, but before you can reach the dawn, the dark night has to be passed through, and as the dawn comes closer, the night will become darker. The predominance of this red in this card indicates at a glance that its subject is energy, power, and strength. The brilliant glow emanates from the solar plexus, or center of power in the figure, and the posture is one of exuberance and determination. All of us occasionally reach a point when enough is enough. At such times it seems we must do something, anything, even if it later turns out to be a mistake, to throw off the burdens and restrictions that are limiting us. If we don't, they threaten to suffocate and cripple our very life energy. If you are now feeling that enough is enough, allow yourself to take the risk of shattering the old patterns and limitations that have kept your energy from flowing. In doing so, you will be amazed at the vitality and empowerment this breakthrough can bring to your life. So it's no coincidence this is the 11 card on the 11th month of the 11th year. And this really is the year where we will experience a breakthrough in the collective consciousness and understand that the effort we take in this new path that we step into, the path of healing, of facing our shadow, of going into this battle from a place of love and truth, is how we will birth this new world of unconditional love that we want to experience. Very powerful new moon message coming through here. Letting go of the things that are being destroyed, accepting that they are part of this path, part of this breakthrough that we are now experiencing, that you have to live through this darkness, hitting rock bottom, this cycle of destruction and creation, this eternal cycle that we have to trust that the battle is not over. We may be feeling it's all around us, but taking responsibility for ourselves, taking action to birth what we want to see within ourselves first. Much love to you all. Until the next time.